Thank you.
Is that it up and running?
That's it, convener.
Well, thank you very much. Well, welcome to the Development Management Review Committee. Item 1, apologies. No apologies.
No apologies, convener.
Declarations of interest. Is there any declarations of interest? No declarations of interest. Coast Guard Station at 35 Admiral Street, Conisty. This is an application for the review in respect of the non-determination of application number 2100590 full for planning permissions for the change of use and extensions of the former HM Coast Guard Service Building to a domestic dwelling house at the Coast Guard Station 35 Admiral Street, Conisty. Is the applicant or agent present?
The applicant's in the meeting today, convener.
That's grand, thank you. Do members have sufficient information to determine the review, or do you require any further information or a site visit? Councillor King?
Yes, convener. I'm looking at page 34, which is the section of the proposed house. It shows a ground level to roof pitch level of 6841 millimetres. If I go up to the page, stuck a minute, 32, where it gives the existing elevations, there are no dimensions. Can I ask that the officers confirm to us what the height of the existing building is? In the papers it says there's 100 mil difference, that the new building is 100 mils higher. I would like that confirmed in writing.
100 mils is only 4 inches.
The 100 mils is only 4 inches, but I don't have a dimension on the existing drawings, so that I can confirm that. I've had a look at this place. I think it's worthy of a site visit, and I would prefer to have a site visit for us to have a look at what's there before we determine this one.
Right. Councillor Moore?
Yes, thank you, convener. I'm just interested in knowing why the case was not determined. It's come to us for determination, but I'm just wondering why this was not determined by officers.
Right. Councillor McLaren, would you like a site visit as well?
Yes, I would like a site visit. I think it'd be very valuable to have a site visit.
Councillor Duff?
Yes, I would agree too. I think a site visit for me is essential.
Yes, I'm aware of it, but a site visit would remind me of it. We can arrange an unaccompanied site visit. Also, we could arrange to get from the officers the height of the existing building and Councillor Moore's inquiry as well. Anybody else have any other questions of the officers or anything that we can bring up for at the time of the site meeting? No?
No.
No, as long as I get that height confirmed.
Right.
Convener, I think it's probably just worthwhile for the applicant just to confirm that these are just points of clarification in terms of information that's not within the report. And I don't think that we need to go down the route of further written information. It's just a point of clarity.
Yes.
If I can just explain that normally that would have been checked by the officers and would have been included as part of their report. It's included as a description in the details that we've got, but I have no visual ability to check that. It's a matter which would have normally been checked by the officers.
That's good.
If we're going to have the height detail, can we also have the footprint?
There's the existing plans and there's the new plans, so we should be able to. So,
Convener, can I just ask, and we've got Nicola Hay in the meeting, whether she would want to say anything in terms of those queries that are being raised at the moment?
Yes, is it going to get enough? You're on mute.
I'm a novice at this, you can tell. Thank you very much. Yes, convener, I don't have the information in front of me that Councillor King's requesting, and it is possible for you to request further submissions from officers, including the report of handling that would have been prepared had it reached that timeline, as Councillor Moore had asked about the reason for non-determination. It was just that it ran out of time. There was discussions between the applicant's agent and the officer in relation to an extension of timescale, but the applicant's agent chose, in discussion with the applicant, not to wait for the report.
Thank you very much for that. So we'll arrange a site visit, Sarah, and we'll be able to get the dimensions of the building on the day or prior to the day.
As long as it's confirmed, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Convener, I note that Ms Hay stated that we could request that further information from the authority, and that included the handling report, and I'm aware that you're not asking for that information. I just wondered if it's asked. Sorry, Councillor.
Sorry, I thought you'd finished.
No, I was just going to ask Ms Magson to come in and just to clarify that those are just points of clarification and there would be no requirement to request that via further written submission.
Yeah, before Ms Magson comes in, at the moment, I'm happy to go on the information I've got. If we request the handling report that would have normally been with us, does that open up the whole thing for further submissions? Because I don't want further submissions on this and further delaying it.
I agree.
So in terms of our request for the handling report, given that this is a non-determination case, we have until the 30th of April, I think is my understanding, to determine it. If we go down the route of requesting a further written submission, we obviously have to give reasonable notice, and yourselves as the committee have to determine the date by which that handling report is to be submitted to yourselves. And then we have to give the applicant a 14-day period to comment on that further written submission.
That is why I don't want to ask for the handling report. And why I said with the mere simple confirmation of the 4-inch difference that's mentioned in the papers in the height of the buildings, I'm happy to look at this and discuss it. If we don't do that, we're going to end up carrying it over into the new council.
Yes.
So I think we need to get this done, because the next thing I was going to say was that we have a development standards committee on the 5th of April. I would like to bring this one back either before or after that meeting to get it off our plates. We're going into an election period. We don't want to be sitting in meetings, as I certainly don't. And I've got other things arranged, holidays and things like that, which would make it very difficult to accommodate further meetings. That's because the officers cleared the diary. We were supposed to stop on the 11th of March. We're still running on into April and May, so I would prefer to get this thing determined by the 5th of May, 5th of April.
Right, Sarah?
Yes, it was just convener in terms of Councillor King's point in terms of this going over to the new elected members. If this case is not determined by the 30th of April, I understand that it would be a deemed refusal, and then that could be appealed to Scottish ministers.
Yeah, we'd want to get to it before then. So if we can arrange a time for the site meeting and also confirmation of the difference in height, that's all we'd require.
Could I just ask Miss Magson to come in terms of my point earlier, convener, that we don't need to do that via further written submission, please?
Yeah, do that just now, yeah.
Thank
My
you.
understanding of what I've heard is that you're just simply seeking points of clarification, Sarah.
Yeah.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Councillor Moore? You're on mute.
Thank you. Yes, convener, can I just inquire, how much notice do we have to give for a site, an unaccompanied site visit?
Sarah?
So if it's to be an unaccompanied, if all members are agreed that it's an unaccompanied site visit, we have to give reasonable notice. I think, so sorry, I'm just double checking.
Yeah.
So where the LRB intend to make an unaccompanied inspection, the local review body are to inform the applicant that they propose to do so. So it's only reasonable notice if it's an accompanied site visit. So we just have to tell the applicant that we propose to do that. We do seek clarification in terms of access to the site. But
right, for
sorry.
speed, we could do it later this week.
Yes.
Yeah.
If we can clarify a date, Councillor Moore, then I can write to the applicant, although the applicant's on the call today, but I can write to the applicant and advise of the date.
Well, with the exception of Friday morning, I'm free all week.
I'm bringing up my diary.
Okay, if members are agreed then that there's no further written information required, but that we will hold an unaccompanied site visit, convener, then that is the decision of the meeting for today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can close the meeting and then we can agree the date for a site visit if that's appropriate with members.
Yes, that'd be appropriate. Yeah.
Okay.